You are watching the how-to video on how to create an authorized user. So it is very important that I stress the fact that anyone who is a returning student to Springfield College, and if you did set up an authorized user in our old system, which was PrideNet, I just want to let you know that you do have to set up a new authorized user because those users will not be transferred over into the new system automatically. You do have to go ahead and set them up again. So I just would like to let everyone know everyone's starting fresh, so everyone does have to set up authorized users. If you would like anyone to be able to view your bill or payment plan information or anything like that, you would need to set them up in this new student account center. So you can set up an authorized user here. You can also click on my profile and click authorized users here. Both will take you to the same place. I will click here. So here will be any authorized users that you've already set up on your student account center. If you don't have any yet, nothing will show up. You can add an authorized user here. And it's very, very simple to add a user. So here you will have a quick, brief overview of adding an authorized user, what that means, because there is a law that is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act law, FERPA, that does prohibit any institution from giving out personal information about students if they did not authorize it. So this is why it is important to set up an authorized user, not only for being able to log into the system themselves, see your bill, pay your bill if they wish, or go on enroll in a payment plan for you, or receive any emails regarding your bill, but it's also important for calling our office, because what will happen is once you set up an authorized user, that user, if they call our office, they have any questions about your bill, we will send out a code to a device of theirs that they would set up. And once we ask them about that code, they would need to relay that information back to us. And we would have to verify in this system that, it is the authorized user that is calling. So it is very important that you do set up authorized users, because we also cannot give out information over the phone or in person if they are not set up in the system. So we just want to stress that it is important that you set them up here, and that if you did have authorized users set up in the old system, you do need to set them up again. So I'm going to put myself in as an authorized user just so that you can see how easy the process is. And it will ask you, will you like this person to view your billing statement and account activity? Would you like them to view your payment history and account activity? And would you like them to receive notifications about your payment plan, which is very important, because if you set the payment plan up and say you use their card and they're like, I don't need to set it up or anything, I just want to get notifications when payments are going to be coming out of the account or whichever have you, that is a very, very important option to choose, because you do want them to receive that information automatically without you having to forward an email or anything like that. So I'm going to click continue. And here it is going to let me know that this person will have full access to my accounts. It will list it out for me. And it will also say, hey, they can receive my payment plan communications. So that's very, very important. You could say this agreement is, it will say this agreement is dated on such and such time, and it will give you your computer address. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you're giving us truthful information. So you're going to click I agree. You can print this agreement if you wish to. You can cancel if you decide that you no longer want to make that person an authorized user. I'm going to hit continue. And right away, in our authorized user tab that was blank before, there was nothing here. Now there is an authorized user. At this point, I can edit this person and decide that, hey, I don't want them to have the same permissions that they had. I can delete them. I can just decide, oh, no, I don't want to have this person as authorized user. You can delete them. And you can also show the agreement that we just saw. So what will happen is that once you submit your authorized user, they will receive a couple of emails. The first email that they will receive is a temporary password so that they can then log in to your account. And authorized users log in through a different screen. So I'm going to log out as the student. So here is the screen that authorized users will see. You will never see this screen as a student. Why? Because there will be a single sign-on that will connect to all of the other systems that you will have access to in the new system. So you will never see this screen, but your authorized user will be brought to this screen. And at that point, they will want to enter their email. So I'm going to enter my email because remember, I had myself in there. And they will also enter the password. And that password is good for 24 hours. Once those 24 hours are up, you will have to set up that authorized user again, send them another email so that they can then log in. So please just make sure they do that in a 24-hour period to avoid having to set them up again. So I'm going to hit log in. And it's going to right away ask me for my name, my last name. So I'm going to do that. It's like I've done this before, huh? And I'm going to hit continue. And I'm in here. I see my name. I can edit that. My email address, my password. I can change my password if I want to as an authorized user. It brings me right to my profile page. Your payment profile. Authorized users can set up a payment profile. Remember that payment profiles can only be set up for electronic checks. They cannot be set up for credit cards. So you just want to make sure that if you are setting up some type of payment profile, it is with electronic check. This can be done for either making a payment for payments in the future, or it can be set up for e-refunds. And we will get to that in another video. But you would want to set up your electronic check here if you want to do that. Your security settings. You can set up two-step verification enrollment right here. You can set up a backup method to log in. Okay. When I hit home, notice it brings me to the same page that the student sees. It says up top that I'm logged in as myself, but this is the student account that I am viewing. So this is important for any parents who have more than one student that are attending the college. When you come in here, you just want to make sure you're on the right student account when you're viewing the student, because they will, it will be indicated up here. It will look very similar. You got your notifications. It tells you there's notifications. So you can see that there's a hold on the account. You can see that there's a reminder for the student. All of this information will look pretty much the same with some limitations because you're not the student. So there are going to be some things that you're not able to see. But if you notice over here, you can see that the profile setup is a little bit more extensive for the student. And again, it's because it's limited because you're the authorized user. So you won't have as much access as a student does, but it is pretty much the same information when it comes to any type of billing information that you need to see. Again, this also is important because when my office speaks to you as an authorized user, whether over the phone or in person, it is going to be so important that you are set up here because there's verification processes that will take place in my office through this system to make sure that you are the person that we are speaking with. But that concludes the video for how to set up an authorized user.